Hi there, my name's Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on Aline from Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I've done quite a few songs from the game, but this is a beautiful song. I've done it as a classical guitar, solo guitar arrangement. If you want to hear what it sounds like played all the way through, I've done a separate video of me playing it through. Check that out. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to play the whole arrangement. But just before I do, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press that notification bell so you can see when my new videos come out. And I do love to hear from you, so please leave me a comment in the comment section. I'd love to know where in the world you're watching this from. I'd love to know what songs I should do next, or just say hi because it helps the video, hopefully get some more views. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, and you want the tabs for this to either print off or just to put on your device, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. A link to that is in the description. My guitar is in standard tuning and you could play this on any type of guitar, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, or like I'm using today, a classical guitar. Okay, the first line sounds like this. So bar one, we're going to start off D10 and B8 at the same time. And then we're going to play E8 and B8, the bottom two strings at fret 8 at the same time. So bar one. Into bar two, I'm going to put my first finger on E6, little finger on B8, third finger on D8. We play them all at the same time. And then just play the E6 on its own. So bars 1 and 2. Into bar 3, I'm playing D6 and E6 nearest to the floor at the same time. I'm using my third and fourth fingers, then I can use my first finger to play the next two notes. So we play those two notes, then play E4, and then E3. So into bar 4. We've got E6 with B8 and D8, same as in bar 2. I then play E4, E3, and then into bar 5, I've got this D5, G5 and B6 at the same time. I then play, hopefully a little bit quieter, E4, E3, B6, and then into bar 6, I'm playing this chord, which is E3, B6, G5 and D5, which is kind of like a 7 sus4, G7 sus4, and then it resolves to a G7, where I've got my first finger E3, little finger on B6, second finger G4, third finger D5. So bars 6 and 7 go. And they're kind of, you can play them a bit freeform, it's not necessarily perfectly in time, just like keep it relaxed, make them a bit longer if you want. So the first line goes. Okay, on to the next line, and we've got this. Okay, so the first chord there in bar 8, we've got this C minor chord. First finger A3, second finger on B4, third finger D5, little finger G5. And we play those middle 4 strings. I then stretch my little finger up and play a B6. And then into bar 9, I'm going to play this chord. It's a bit of a stretch, but I'll give you an option of this as well. So little fingers on B6, first finger A3, second finger G5, third finger D6. But if you want to get rid of the A3, it sounds fine as well. Okay, So then you haven't got to stretch back, might make it easier. So you've got, or without that A3 on the bottom on the second chord. Into bar 10 we've got, so first finger's barred on the 6th fret, second finger on G7. So play the E6, the G7, the B6 and the E6. Then play a B9 into bar 11. I've got this chord which is E6, D8, third finger G7, little finger on B8. It's kind of like a B flat 6 chord. Into bar 12. So another big stretch, sorry about this guys. First finger's barred on the 4th fret, little finger on E8, second finger on the G5. You could get rid of that if you wanted to, or you could just play any combination of those notes. You might want to get rid of the bass note or just play the bass note and the top note. However you want to do it. We then play B4, B8, B6, B4. And then into bar 13, I've got a B flat chord. First finger barred at the 6th fret, second finger on G7, third finger or little finger on D8. And you play the E6, the D8, the G7 and the B6. And then 2 B6s, B8, back to B6. So into bar 14, we've got this C minor chord again. First finger barred on the 3rd fret from the A string downwards. Second finger on B4 and probably little finger on G5. You play the A3, the G5, the B4 and the E3 at the same time. Then just a B4 on its own. And then into bar 15, I've got this B flat chord down here. First finger A1, third finger flat across D, G and the B strings at the 3rd fret. And you just hold that chord on a bit longer than like the bar, you can just hold it on. Okay, so the whole line goes. On to the next line we've got. So bar 16, we've got A3 with open G and B4 at the same time. Then E1. Into the next bar we've got A3 with G1 and E3. Back to the E1. So the first 2 bars go. Into bar 18, first finger barred at the 6th fret, second finger on G7. So we play E6, the G7, B6 and the E6. Then B9, into the next bar, and we did this chord on the previous, actually we did these 2 bars, so same as the previous line. So bar 19, first finger on E6, second finger G7, third finger D8 and little finger on B8. Into bar 20 we've got, so this is a bit tricky to play this shape. First finger E3, nearest to the floor. Second finger E4, nearest to your face. Third finger on B4, little finger on G5. Again, you could just get rid of a couple of the notes, just play the E4 and the E3 nearest to the floor, that would work. And then we're going to play a B4, B6, and then bar 21. E6 with B6, G7 and D8, then G8 on its own, and then to bar 22 we've got this C sus2 chord, first finger barred on the 3rd fret, third finger D5, little finger G5, middle 4 strings, and then you hold on to that, and then into bar 23 we just play the A3 with D5 and G5. So the whole line. and you can hold that bar 23 on extra long. And then it goes on to the next line, which is basically the same as the first line, slight little variations, but we've got. So it starts the same as like the intro, so the first two bars. So we've done that already. It then just changes slightly and we've got this. So bar 26 now. Third finger on D6, second finger on G5, first finger on B4, little finger E6, then play E4, and then we play E3 with B4, G5 and D6, so little diagonal line. And then bar your first finger in the next bar on the third fret. We play D6 with G3, B4 and E3. It just plays it and then it stops. So bars 26 and 27 there you got. Then E4, E3. Then we play D5 and D5 and B6. Into bar 29 we play D5, G5 and B6. And then into bar 30 we play D5, G4 and B6. So that line will go. On to the next line, and we've got. So I'm playing A3, then D5, G5, B4 twice, then B6. So. And then we're going to play in bar 32, A3 with E3 nearest to the floor, B4 and G5. E6, E3, so we've got so far. Into bar 33, and this big stretch again, sorry. E4, barred, second finger on G5, we've got B4 and an E8. And then play E1, and then E3 nearest to the floor. Into the next bar we've got, which is first finger barred on the 6th fret, we've got A6, E6, B8 and G8. And then into bar 36, I'm just barring my first finger on the 3rd fret and playing E3, G3, B3 and E3. I then play a B6 on its own. And then back to this sort of C minor chord, A3 with E3, B4 and G5. And then the last bar on that line goes, which is E3 and B4, E1 and B3, and then B3 and G5. So the whole line. And into bar 39, the next line we've got. So the first bar there has E11 nearest to the floor with a G8 and an A11. Play them all at the same time. And then we've got E13 nearest to your face, D13 and then E15. So a bit of a stretch up there. And then the next bar goes E10 with D10 and an A10. And then you play a D8. So that line goes. On to the next line where we've got this. So bar 42, just bar your finger on the 8th fret, play E8 with G8, B8 and E8. Then E3, and then I'm playing A3 with a G1 and a E1. So it goes into the next bar. I'm barring the 6th fret and I'm playing E6. Got its second finger on G7 with B6 and E6. And then on this E8, if you can, do a little slide off of it. And then we're going to hit this next chord in bar 45, which is E6 with D8, G7, and little finger on B8. So the first 4 bars of that line go. Into the next bar. So barring the 4th fret, and I've got E4 with 3rd finger D6, 2nd finger on G5 and B4. And then you play the B4, B8, B6, B4. So then move up 2 frets and play the same shape chord in bar 47, but at the 6th fret. So 6 on the E string, D8, G7, B6, and then 2 B6s, B8, then B6. Into bar 48, we've got this C minor, so E3, nearest to the floor, A3 with B4 and G5. Then play a B4, and then this G minor 7 chord, E3 with a D3, a G3 and B3, all the 3s. Okay, so the whole line goes. And then you can hold that chord on long. And then the next line. So it starts off, it's similar to another line that we've done actually. A3 with open G and B4. Then E1. Into the next bar, we've got E3 with G1 and an A3. E4, then E1. So we've got into bar 52, bar in the 6th fret, and then you've got G7, so you've got E7, G7, B7, B6 and E6. Then B9, and then this B flat 6 chord, which is E6, D8, G7 and B8. Bar 54, I'm barring the 4th fret and I've got E4 with D6, G5 and B4. I then play another B4, B6, B8, then move my hand up 2 frets and I play E6 with B6, G7 and D8. And then I play the note G8. And then I've got a C sus2 chord, which is 1st finger barred on the 3rd fret, 3rd finger D5, little finger G5, and you hit the middle 4 strings, and then just the A, D and G strings. So the whole of that line. And then the last line we have this. So bar 58, I've got B8, G8 and D10, and then I play E8 and B8. Into the next bar, I've got E6 with B8, G7 and D8, and holding that on. I then play E4 and then E3 in the next bar with B4, G5 and D6, like diagonal line. And then I play E4, E3, and this chord, which is E3, which is D5, G5 and B6. And then the very last chord, E3 with D5, G4 and B6. So that last line. And that's the whole song. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press that notification bell, and I'd love to hear from you, so please leave me a comment in the comment section. Even if it's just to say hi, it helps the video get some more views, but I'd love to know if you've played the game. I'd love to know where in the world you're watching this from. I'm just making this video from my home in England. You guys are all around the world, so let me know what country you come from. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, and you want the tabs for this, so you can either print them off or have them on your device, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. A link to that is in the description. It's really the only way that I can keep doing these videos. So check that out. I've got hundreds and hundreds of tabs on there. And well, thanks for watching this. I do really appreciate it. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.